Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And in this video I'm going to show you how you can create cool and awesome gradients like this on Wix Studio. Now to add the gradients to the section of the site, you have to do is click on the section, then go over to the inspector panel and click on color. Once you have on color, you go through these tabs. There is the option of gradients and fluid gradients. Now in the first option for the gradients, you see over here we have three options. We have linear, radial, and conic. And what's the first one? Linear simply means are just colors at opposite ends which join together on an invisible line. Like here I can add another color, just put purple. You can see now there are two colors on different lines. You can drag them and you can see how it moves together. The other option is radial, and what radial simply means is the colors that surround each other on the circle. Now you can customize it by moving around these white dots, whichever angle that you want. And then the last one, which is conic. These are just colors that are rotated around the center point. You can see as I'm moving the white dot around, the shape changes. Then also you also have these presets, these already designed color gradients that you can add to your site's section. Click on it, and you can also customize them as you wish. And lastly, you have the option to save your own personal gradient to reuse later. Like I can just customize it and click on add, and this will add my own gradient they are already designed to it. So that's it for normal gradients. So the other option is fluid gradients. Now these are just gradients with where they have colors on different points. Like this point here, it has its own color. The other point has its own color. You can reshape it or resize it, and also change the individual colors of each of these 4 points. You can increase the size, the spread, and the color behind the gradients. And you also have the option to save the gradient that you have customized. Just click on add, and you can see the option is here. So that's it for adding gradients to your site section. This is just an easy way to do it. Now the other way to add gradients is to use an image. Maybe you don't want to be selecting the colors here individually, and just add an image that already has a gradient. What you just do is click on add image, and right here from media from Wix, just search for gradients. And you can see you have a whole library of already designed gradient that you can use for your sites. Just select one, and it changes. And you can also add videos gradients instead of just a simple image. Over here we have filter by. You click the images and go to videos. Now you can see all the video gradients that we have here. Just click on one, then change background, and you have the video gradients on your site. And choose to play it or just have it static. And that's how you can add gradients to the section of your site. Now for other elements like containers and text, on Wix Studio it's not really possible to add uh, gradient color to these elements. Like here, let me search. You can see that it's still a feature that they are working on. So for containers and text, the option to add gradients is not yet available, because when I click on it, the color, you don't see the option here. But there's a little hack that you can use to do this, and it involves a little bit of custom code. Let me show you how it's done. Let's remove this background. I'll add a new container. Let's change the color back to gray or white. So to use the custom code, first step or option that we can use is to use an embedded code. So to do this, you just click on the add section and scroll over to where you have embed and social. Right here you see the option to embed code. Click on it. Now we have this code here. So what I'll do first is to enter the code. So just delete this, you don't really need it. And this is what the code I'm going to put. Head, then style, this is what you just need for the embed, just a head tag, style, and body. It's not really much, so you don't really have to know too much code. So then I'm going to go to your website. It's called cssgradients.io. And this is just a website where you can easily find pre-designed CSS gradients that you can use. You have a library of already designed gradient styles you can use, and you can also customize them, the direction, the colors, and much more. That's not what we're here to do. So over here you see the option to copy CSS. Just click on copy and go back to our site, and right here between this body where you have these two curly brackets, you click Ctrl V to paste the code, and we click on update. You can see that over there the gradient has been added to our embedded code. Now for the container, I have to do is resize it to match the container. Then I'll attach it to the container and I'll expand it. So now it's attached to the container, and we can resize it to however we want to. So that's one way of adding gradients to container, by using the embedded option. The other option that's for adding a gradient to container is by using Wix Studio dev mode. So to do this, you just have to come down here. So you have these brackets, click on it, and click on start coding. Over here you see global.css. Click here, and let me just delete this container, then add another one. Now, to do this to be kind of similar to the first step, but right here you have these CSS classes. You just have to give this container a name to be used, and just call it gradients hyphen box and click on enter. Now from this option, you're just giving a name to this container so you can reference it later here. So to reference it, just click on dots since it's a class, the ingredients hyphen box, and then the brackets. So you still go to be the same thing. Go back to this CSS gradients.io and copy the CSS and paste it. And you can see that here it changed color. So that's another way of adding gradients to it. Now for the text option, to add gradients to text, we can also follow the same step. I'll just come over here to custom classes, create a name. Let me call it gradients hyphen text. Now we'll reference it here again, gradients hyphen text. Now to get the gradient text, there are two websites that I mostly use: cssportal.com/text css text gradient generator. This is just a website that allows you to easily get the gradient that you're looking for in a more visual way. And the other website is colorify.com/text gradient. This is somewhat similar to the first one, where you have the ability to customize the gradients. Yeah. These are just the two websites that I use. I'll just use the first one. So over here you have the option to the direction of the gradients, whether linear, radial, elliptical, and so on. Just go with linear. You can customize the color, the starting color, and the position. After you've done all that, you get this CSS code from it. Just click on copy. Then you come over here back to the sites where these are gradients hyphen text, and paste it. I can see that the text changed to the gradients. So those are just the two ways that you can add gradients to text and containers. So I also forgot to mention that for the button elements, you can also add gradients for it. Just come over here to buttons and click on styled buttons. Then go back to the inspector panel and click on color. And you can see the same option. You can either choose a gradient of your own or just add an image. So that's another option for adding gradients. So that's it for the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks once again for watching. Till the next video.